Welcome to my channel and coaching center. So today I'm going to explain your 10th standard social West Bengal medium, and this is 10th standard social chapter 2, that is the national movement in Indo-China. So the summary of this summary, let's come to the chapter. So French colonization in Indo-China. So economic and military domination of Vietnam was the major arm of coalition of France. There was economic and military problems, and French also tried to change the culture and tradition of Vietnam to make their culture and tradition by the. So after that, in the middle of 1880, so the French army then captured the Vietnam. Then French Indochina was formed after the French captured Tonkin and Annam in after 1880. After in 1887, when they captured Tonkin and Annam, Indochina, French Indochina was formed. Next, after that, after the French tried to make their position strong, and the reaction of the people against French was embelled of nationalism. The reaction people against French was started. Then different sections of society, other sections of society who were involved in the struggle against France, promoted the idea, or they gave the idea of nationalism. After that, Nagin Dinchu, a blind poet, he wrote a poem regarding to deploration condition about the condition of Vietnam that is under the control of French. That is under the control of French. About that he wrote. Then what means France started to capture our. Then what happened means the Vietnam. Then the French started to develop their irrigation canal system. By that they were started to earn profit by the cultivation of rice. They started to earn profit, the French people and French company. Then Vietnam became the third largest exporter of rice in the French. Then in infrastructure development was started, so that to ensure the strong foundation, to make the strong foundation of French. So means that the communication was start build easily across, the communication system was starting to build in the French. Then the all development steps were taken to make the French to give the French power in the Vietnam. These all were started. Then phase of struggle against the French. So what was the phase of struggle made by against the French was the France started to capture the social aspects of Vietnam. They started to capture, but they failed in getting a vision of Vietnamism, and Vietnam's people opposed them. Then what they did means French government changed the syllabus of school as per the needs of the as per the needs, but the teachers of the Vietnam started to modify the they started to modify the content in class very cleverly and encouraged Vietnam students. So they started teachers started to modify, and they encouraged students against the French. And then Salgon Native School, the school called Salgon Native School, the nation of resistance against French infiltration in education. So a girl student was asked to leave the first row for French students, but she refused to do so. So a girl was asked to leave the first row for French, but she refused. So the girl was expelled by the colon principal. Vietnam students opposed the discrimination decision. So after that, Vietnam students opposed this discrimination decision of principal. Then students started their protest against the French supremacy in school, and it led to the dangerous for French government. And students were allowed to enter the school again. How it was normally like that only. The students were left to enter the school. A widespread struggle was also took place for jobs in Vietnam. that were prevented to take this job. So there were many problems to take their job. They were given provided their jobs. The tradition elite and students both started to. So the tradition people. So starting I said the French people started to make their own tradition. Due to that, the tradition elite. Due to that, the tradition people and the students also opposed the French because the French were doing discrimination. They were students found the young Annan a party. It was a party for struggle against the colonial rule. Means it was a party to struggle against them. So French government rebuilt Hanoi. So they rebuilt Hanoi. It is the city that is modernity. So it is modern city. Then, during heavy rain, streets of Hanoi were filled with water and caused plague and other things. So, the sewer, which was the emblem of modernity, became the house for mouse, and they started to enter in the modern houses of French. So, the by that the rats started to enter the modern house of the French there in that city, and there was heavy rain. Due to that, it was floating in the rain only the houses in the Hanoi. So the French government started to a program for hunting the rat, and they made to. So the rat hunter had to show the tail of the mouses as proof. Proof for the bounty means so they will give some money. By that, for that they have to show the proof that they have killed that mouse by showing the tail of that mouse. So after that, Vietnam it was to oppose French rule by taking botany without hunting rats. So by taking the botany without hunting rats, they were simply showing some tails and they were taking the money. So Buddhism and Confucianism was really so there was Buddhism and Confucianism religion was there in the Vietnamese. French rule was support for Christian, and they tried to encourage the Christians in the Vietnam. They tried to encourage the Christians in the Vietnam. So French tried to disseminate the religions of Vietnam, but Vietnamism opposed it, and the Hoa Hoa started by Huinem, who so was the popular French movement. The movement tried to improve the social life. So as the French were giving support for only Christianity, so the people, if they said to no other religion should be there, so the people of the Vietnamism opposed to this, and they said they opposed to this thing and fought against them, and they said and they and the Havo people Havo started by the Havo movement that was started by Huan Su. So it was a popular French movement to stop the social arrangements, to stop the French movements. So till here I will explain. So I will explain the next topic in my next video. So the nationalism movement in Indo-China is till here you understand I think about French movement. Friends, I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Have a nice day. Bye, my friends. Like, the comment on and subscribe my channel and coaching center for more video. I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Have a nice day. Bye, my friends.